All right, I want to talk about nuclear annihilation, specifically the Samson option, which if you haven't heard of it, it is total batshit insanity. The Samson option is Israel's nuclear policy of last resort. It is a nuclear suicide vest, which says if the country is threatened existentially, it will take out all of its foes with nuclear weapons. Even if that means the destruction of Israel or the world, they don't care. If they go out, everyone else goes out with them. That is the Samson option. And of course, they have never admitted this publicly, but Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Seymour Hersh wrote a 1991 book called The Samson Option, Israel's Nuclear Arsenal. So Hersh, in his book, interviewed Mossad, interviewed CIA, and Morai Venunu, a former Israeli nuclear technician. He turned whistleblower, he leaked photos and technical data to the Sunday Times of London. And guess what happened to him? Mossad kidnapped him from London and smuggled him back to Israel. Okay, now listen to this. During the 1973 Yom Kippur War, Israeli forces were being overwhelmed by the Arab forces. Sotomayor authorized a nuclear alert. They armed 13 nuclear weapons. The Israeli ambassador informed President Nixon, quote, "Very serious conclusions may occur if the United States did not airlift supplies." Nixon complied, and this is seen by some commentators as the first threat of the use of the Samson option. Mind blown. Because I suspect you, like me, have wondered for so long why it is that the US and the West just seems to bend to Israel's will. Just doesn't make sense, even with all the money they throw around. I think this is it. This is the answer, the Samson option. It is the same mindset as someone that wears a suicide vest, which says if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna take out everyone around me. Except this vest is filled with nuclear weapons, and the policy is if we go, we're going to take out the entire Middle East in a conflagration of nuclear hellfire. And if there is one country on this earth that I would actually believe would follow through with this threat, it is Israel. Now, here's another bombshell from the book. JFK was very interested in persuading Israel to abandon its nuclear program. Kennedy appointed John McCone, the head of the CIA. McCone had been the chairman of the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission and had revealed information about Israel's nuclear program prior. And Hersh writes that JFK appointed him to the director of the CIA in part because he was willing to tackle this problem of nuclear weapons in Israel. I'll end this with two quotes from the book. "We can still remember the smell of Auschwitz and Treblinka. Next time we'll take all of you with us." And here's a quote from Ariel Sharon. "We are much more important than Americans think. We can take the Middle East with us whenever we go." This isn't a crackpot conspiracy theory. That is a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist. And the article I read to you from was from the Times of Israel, a June 15th, 2025 article.